YouTube.
All right, we're live.
Yeah.
Well,
You fixed it, Nick. Okay.
awesome. We're live, belch.
Yeah.
God damn it.
No tricks here.
All right.
This is what you pay for on YouTube.
So, everybody, welcome back. And here we got the Knights of the Smith Dinner Table playing Pathfinder once again. This time we have a slightly different group. If you look around the table, you see a few different faces, a few familiar faces, but they're all members of the Knights of the Smith Dinner Table. So we're going to go ahead and get started with a new campaign, Reign of Winter. Feel free to hit me up in the chat. I'll answer you. What? Sorry, my wife is trolling. Other than that, feel free to comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we are going to go ahead and get started.
That would be an amazing sponsorship, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Where's your sponsor?
All right. So, all of you have become kind of an adventuring party. You all know each other. You've all kind of been hanging around in a small town known as Heldren. Heldren is located in the country of Taldar. It's southern end of the Inner Sea region.
It's on the far right-hand side, about in the middle where the fold is.
Move up.
Next one.
Middle of the page.
Next one.
Go to your right.
Go to the right.
Right there.
South a little bit
Yeah.
to that forest.
Yeah.
So you guys are right in that area there. I know you guys watching can't see that, but just look at a map of Galarian.
Talk to them.
There's a nice interactive map that I found.
Yeah, I saw that. Cool.
All right, so to start with, the sleepy village of Heldren has rarely seen so much excitement or concern. Hunters from the nearby borderwood speak of unnaturally cold weather at the height of summer that descended on the forest just days ago. Heavy snow followed, and those who have returned spoke of an uneasy presence in the woods, as well as new, dangerous predators. No one knows what this event means, but the town's soothsayer, Old Mother Theodora, claims dark times lie ahead. As if in proof of that dire prophecy, a badly wounded mercenary arrived in town yesterday, claiming to be a bodyguard of Lady Argentia Malicine. He told the village council that the noblewoman's escort came under attack by bandits and strange wintry creatures near the edge of the border wood. He alone escaped, and Lady Argentia was dragged away into the forest. Now the townsfolk cast fearful eyes towards the snowy forest, wondering what else might be emerging to threaten their peaceful village. Knowing all of that, you guys are in the small village of Heldren.
And you said we already know each other?
You do already know each other. You've all been in town for a few days.
Are we...
And you are the only adventuresome types in town.
So have we, met up with each other, or... As,
Yes, you have met up with each other.
Hey, let's figure this out together.
Now, you guys haven't necessarily given each other your life stories, but all of you recognize the spark and adventure in each other, which is something that this town sorely lacks. Which is why you guys all kind of stood out to each other.
And where are we?
It's a small village called Heldren in Taldor,
Physically located in the town.
in the town.
Where are we physically located in the town?
We'll say you're at the inn.
Do we have rooms at the inn?
Yes.
Does the inn have a name for my chronicle stuff?
Indeed it does. Let me bring it up. The inn is called... Where'd it go? I seem to have lost it.
Oh no.
The Silver Stoat. Stoat being S-T-O-A-T.
Yeah, like the weasel baby.
Yes.
I got that. I know animals, damn it.
So what are you guys thinking of doing now?
What time of day is it?
We'll call it mid-morning.
Mid-morning? I'm downstairs eating breakfast.
I'll join you on that venture.
Also get some breakfast.
Who's made this prophecy? I'm sorry.
That would be old lady. Let me look over here.
Did you say Theodora?
Old lady Theodora. Old mother Theodora. I apologize.
I want to go talk to her, but I want to see if anybody wants to come with me.
I wouldn't mind coming with you, and I also want to talk to this wounded gentleman that came into town.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Who would get an hour or two?
So I'd like to finish my breakfast before we head anywhere.
It's mid-morning. Why have you guys not been up already? Eaten.
And started your damn day.
You see, us nomads take the time.
I took my owl out for a flight this morning, so we just got back in.
You've been up with the sun, so you've already eaten.
Oh, I waited to eat.
He has to do the prayers
I made
first.
my prayers
He's so
first.
polite.
My child.
My child.
All right.
Well, let's finish
I'll let you guys finish
with
eating.
you.
So you guys are going to finish eating.
Unless you're really in a hurry.
No, I can wait.
Almost done.
Doesn't bother me. M&M's all taste the same.
Alright, I'll finish breakfast.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Almost done.
All right. So you're all going to head over to speak with old mother Theodora?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You make your way across town. Hers is a small little hut. And as you approach, it smells strongly of spices, herbs, that type of deal. And just as you're about to knock on the door, she opens it and you see this little old crone of a woman answer the door,
Convenient timing.
right? And she says,
Doorbell.
"Well, come on in. I've been expecting you."
So she's like, when you go to the site,
she's like-
you're like, why did you know I was coming?
She actually
She
knows.
actually knows. So
She actually kind of knew that you were
She's
coming,
like legit.
as far as you know. But she's got that whole hunched over look. She's got a little cane. And
Old girl from
she-
the Dark Crystal?
Or really old Yoda.
more from Dark Crystal.
Or did she just
That
peek
kinda
out the
hunched
window
over.
to see us coming?
No.
Just
no,
weathered.
She knew.
She knew.
She's just very weather beaten and old. You're not even sure how old she would be. That's how old she looks. And she hobbles her way back into her little humble abode.
Was there enough seats for everybody?
No, there's one seat.
I'm assuming it's her seat.
And she hobbles in and she sits down in this old,
I'm not going to make the old
weather-beaten
stand.
rocking chair. She says, So, ask your questions. I'll answer best I can.
What do you know that's going on in this town?
Ill omens.
Do you have any more specifics?
The ravens are flying south. Already. Yes.
Do the ravens normally fly south in the winter?
It's the middle of summer.
I know, but I'm just asking.
Yes.
Like, okay.
The northern climes of Galarian get very cold.
Very, very cold.
Winter's coming.
Which is perfect because Game of Thrones is over now, and now we're playing in the winter.
Oh, Chris.
Is this happening anywhere else except this town?
Many, many places, but nowhere else close.
Do you know what's causing it?
Something dark. Something very dark.
Where does the darkness live?
Up.
Near here?
No. But I'm fairly certain that if you ask around town, you might be able to learn more. I don't know much of what's going on here. And everything I know of everything else is very vague.
I'm kind of across the room, kind of just staring at her, eyes narrowed a little bit. Slightly distrustful of her.
I'm kind of looking that way too.
Something on your mind, friend?
He doesn't trust witches.
So, tell us, is she the one that told us about the wounded man?
No, that's word around town.
Word around town. Do you know anything about this wounded man that came back to town?
He's not from around here.
You know where he's from?
Nope, never met him.
Are you causing this?
No. No, child.
Do you know where the wounded person is?
Probably at the Temple of Erastil. God of nature. And farming. Lots of other things. All the gods here are so all-inclusive.
Where are you from?
Here.
Well, you just said you didn't know what was going on around here very much.
I'm old. I stay in my hut.
Fair enough.
She knows you are.
To the temple then,
I'm
to
gonna step
this
outside.
guard? I mean, she's told us all she can.
Did she offer us anything to drink?
Mm-mm.
It was very rude of her.
Rude.
Well, were you expecting some tea and crumpets?
Yes, actually. I said we go find the old man or the soldier. Is that what he is?
Guard.
Mercenary, bodyguard.
Oh, do we know who he was bodyguarding?
He said, I typed Lady Argentina, which I think is wrong.
That's what I have.
Argentia.
Argentina, okay.
I like yours better.
I will fix this. Hold
Don't
on.
cry for me, Argentina.
Alright, so head to the temple.
Yes.
Okay. You make your way up to the Temple of Erastil. And it's much like you would expect. Open air. Worship center. And as you make your way in, a human male comes walking up to you. Says, how can this servants of Erastil help you folks?
We were looking for a wounded man that just got back in town. Heard word that he might be here.
By a very old lady.
Yes, yes. He is here. Why do you wish to speak with him?
We're trying to figure out what's all going on around here. Have you noticed?
With the odd appearance of winter to the south of us.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
And the ravens are flying south.
Not sure he'll be able to help you with that. I mean, he was part of Lady Argentia's entourage, but he can at least tell you about what happened there.
Who's Lady Argentia?
Actually, if you'd like, you can make a knowledge local check.
Ooh, I have that.
Are you guys wanting to know who she is?
Yes.
Yes.
Do I have that?
So
You should.
Stuff that
Oh, and as we enter the temple, I will peace bind my weapons before
Okay.
we go in.
20.
20?
Yeah, so
Also a 20.
I got 7. So.
You don't know shit.
They're a lot smarter than me.
Do you have knowledge?
No, you're Arcana. So.
Do you have a character sheet here?
Is it in?
Everything's on this page. So that shows you what you have. We can't use knowledge as unskilled, right?
Correct. Unless you're a bard.
That I am not.
So, the two of you who got 20s, Hansel and... Yeah, my brain just...
Radmila?
Yes. Both of you know
Radmila.
from having heard that a couple weeks ago, this lady Argentia Malacine, she traveled through Heldren on her way from Opara, to Zemar, which is the capital, to meet her betrothed. Apparently, when she came back through, rumor was started that the two of them didn't get along, and she caused a bit of a scandal by calling off the engagement and was on her way home.
So, arranged marriage?
Yes. And apparently she wasn't thrilled with the husband-to-be.
So like in Shrek. Or no, not Shrek. Spaceballs.
Yeah,
That'd
Spaceballs
be
would
better.
Spaceballs would be a good one for that.
How many pop culture references can we cram into this game?
We got a while, so probably.
We still got a few hours to play.
Yeah,
We're good.
we already got a couple
Shrek.
in.
Spaceballs, not so much.
I'm with you.
Yay!
What was it? We've got Game of Thrones, Dark Crystal.
All right, so he leads you back, and you find in one of the actual enclosed bed chambers a gentleman of... Whoops.
Did she make it back safely?
Mm-mm.
She was kidnapped.
By who?
We don't know.
That's why we're talking to this gentleman to get his side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
I hear the words, but they don't comprehend. I'm sorry.
What?
It's baby brain.
That's fair.
I've been up since 5.
So he leads you back, and lying in a bed is this gentleman here.
Oh, he looks pretty beat up.
Oh,
Pretty jacked.
Did you get punched in the nose?
He is definitely of Kelid descent. And he apparently is sleeping pretty fitfully.
Can I check him out, like, with a heel?
Yeah, you can make a heal check.
13.
13. Definite wounds of battle. However, the purple spots on his nose as well as on his fingers, that's very, very late stage frostbite. For it to be that pronounced as it is there.
Is he breathing okay?
He does appear to be breathing okay. He's definitely been healed, but he still has to recover from the frostbite.
We can't heal that.
Not easily, no. because the
Sounds
frostbite
like
kills
something a
skin.
good healer might be able to do.
They don't have a really powerful cleric in town.
Yeah, regeneration.
You're in a small village.
We might know someone who can heal, though. I don't know how well they are at healing because we haven't seen them in action, but I'm just saying.
Pretty weak sauce from what I heard.
That's real subtle.
If
He only knows 3 spells.
he can only memorize 3. He knows all the spells
Yep.
on the cleric list. If Tansden would like to make a heal check, he can also make a heal check.
All right. Let's see.
You probably know more about healing than me.
Okay.
That was almost bad, wasn't it?
That was almost really bad.
Got it.
Okay, I'm gonna do a heal check. Attempt a heal check. How about that?
Moved it to be a barrier between our dice.
I know. Good call. Good call.
Contaminate.
We got.
You didn't use your pinky.
I know. Got an 11.
11? Yeah, pretty much the same. Your guess is they probably took the healing as far as they could, and the dying skin just needs to regrow back.
Is the guy who brought us back here still with us?
Yes.
How long has he been back here?
About a day.
And has he awoken?
Yes.
Has he said anything?
He told us he was attacked, yes.
By whom?
Well, you'd have to ask him. I mean, they were bandits, but...
Can we just nudge him? Wait, what? I'll poke him with my stick.
As you're reaching down to poke him, he knocks it away. You folks are loud.
Apologies.
I can hear on the TV behind me.
Oh,
I heard it.
yeah. You folks are loud.
You didn't fix it.
I would have to mute it over there, which I can do.
Thank you. As much as I love to hear Danny laugh twice.
I was like, what?
Admit it, you didn't want to hear it the first time.
What do you guys want?
We wanted to ask what happened to you and your lady that you were guarding.
We were attacked.
Do you have any more details beyond that?
What do you want to know?
Who attacked you? How they attacked you? Were they riding horses? Were they half orcs? Were they human? Were they tall? Were they short? Were they green?
Anything
Did
we
they
can
have
ask?
winter jackets
The
on?
green part.
Who attacked us? Well, we thought they were just bandits at first. Outlaws who hide like wolves in the forest. They were no match for us, but then came the cold Fae of the North. They appeared among us and the battle turned quickly. My people speak of winter touched all the time, but I never expected to meet them this far south.
The Fae?
Winter touched.
And why do you think they attacked you guys?
Maybe to take Lady, well, honestly don't know, but if one of the White Witches wanted Lady Argentia, then no good shall come of it. Winter touch do nothing without the leave of those who place the ice in their hearts. If they're here, it's because a White Witch sent them, and much worse will follow.
Witches. Taking things from me, too.
You said he was Kellen?
Yeah, yes, he's definitely Keller.
Okay. I'm going to approach the bedside as he's still laying down in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to kneel down next to him and gently grab one of his hands like this and kind of hold it. You rest easy now. I'll take care of the rest, brother.
Okay. Can you get me a beer? That guy won't get me a beer.
Consider it done. I'll be back later. I'm immediately just going to go leave and go get one for him.
Where did they take her? Where were you when they took her?
Little way south, following the
I'm
road.
gonna go out the door with him.
Probably 4 or 5 miles south of here.
They measure miles?
Mm-hmm.
Not kilometers?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It's because Paizo's an American company.
That's why the 5 foot squares.
I thought that was just for our convenience. I didn't realize that.
Instead of a 1.5 meter step.
Which way did they go after they took her?
I don't know. I was too busy fighting for my life.
How did you survive?
I ran. Somebody had to bring the news. The rest of my compatriots were dead as far as I could tell.
So if we head south of here and find a
Follow
bunch
the
of
road out of town south.
dead people on the road, that's where it happened.
That's pretty quick of you. You should be an adventurer.
How many of you were there versus
What
them?
people told me.
7 or 8. I don't know how many of them there were. There were only a few bandits at first. But when the winter touched came in, we didn't have a whole bunch of stuff to fight them with.
Are they like fairies?
Mhm.
And do they have wings?
Some of them do.
Do the winter touched they have wings?
I don't know. Do you know?
Probably not, because I'm not very smart.
You have no explains.
I don't have any knowledge. Can I sense motive on him?
Indeed you can.
Come on, cat. I need to be able to roll my dice. 13.
As far as you can tell, he's being completely honest.
Does he know of a reason why they might have wanted her?
The winter touched answer to the White Witches. And if, I mean, there's no telling why a White Witch would want her.
Is she someone special?
No, she's just a lesser noble.
I don't know if she had special powers or if she.
None that I've seen.
Okay.
So when I arrive to go get him a beer,
Yeah, it'll take you.
I'm going to get an extra water skin from somewhere and just fill it with beer.
Okay.
You're not gonna do that.
He's just sitting there staring at you guys, and you guys are all sitting there staring at him. Awkward silence ensues.
There's no awkwardness here. We're like old friends now. We appreciate the silence between us. At least that's my feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean our friend over there feels the same.
You can't tell me what kind of silence I feel this is.
So we're going to.
Well, once Hansel gets back from whatever errand he's running, I say we go south and see if we can pick up the trail.
I'm game.
Have any of you ever fought Fae before?
No, do you have any pointers?
Yeah.
Don't.
No.
I was also waiting for that.
Why should we take advice from him? He almost died fighting them.
You'll need cold
Was that an
iron.
out of character internal thought?
No, that's a double.
Well,
definitely out of character because I'm not saying this to him. I just am like in my brain.
You'll need cold iron. Burning flame works too. Both burn them. Both are weapons they fear. And he reaches down to the side of the bed and looks like he's trying to grab something from underneath. Sounds like he's a little upset.
I'm going to get him.
So cold iron, or what was the other one?
Burning flame.
Makes sense if they're, ice.
No.
I have it there for the vacuum.
You're angry baby. That's my weapon thing.
No, it's not.
But looks like he's struggling to reach something under the bed.
Do you want me to get that for you?
Please.
I'll reach down and get it so he doesn't have to.
His pack and a scabbarded longsword are underneath. He says, "Take that," and he points at the longsword. "It's cold iron.
Alright,
Just bring it back when you bring her back."
of course. Yeah, I don't know that.
Put him the long sword.
Where is he good?
I mean,
Dwarf.
she's dwarf.
Well,
Hi, Dieter.
Need a drink?
It's like maybe.
after about 10 minutes or so,
Give me a beer.
Hansel returns with a water skin.
How long?
About 10 minutes.
And I'm just gonna kind of put it in his hand and give him a nod.
He cracks it open, takes a long pull off of it. That's what I needed. Wow.
Warning, there's nothing there, son.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Hopefully you'll do better than we did.
We'll do our best to get her back safely.
And
Is there any place in town we can find some cold iron?
there is a general store. And let me see what
Who
they
wants to use
have.
this sword?
Oh, he gave us a sword?
Yeah.
Cold
Cold
iron.
iron sword. Long sword.
Did they use any weapons?
One of us two.
That's why I typically prefer my bow, so.
She.
When did you use it?
It's run by a human woman named Viviala,
I picked it up.
Yeah.
and she's got most of the mundane adventuring gear that you can find in the core rule book,
Okay.
including 5 cold weather outfits. But she has nothing in the way of weapons or armor.
Is
And cold iron, not at all.
there a blacksmith in town? Do we pass one on our way to get the beer?
Yes, but if she's not selling cold iron, odds are the blacksmith wouldn't have it either because it's a special material.
But
So we have to just go retrieve some cold iron and then have it crafted. Or go to a larger settlement.
are there any larger settlements between here and how far south did he say?
A few miles.
That's 4 miles.
I doubt there's
And-
another settlement between here and there.
No.
You local guys would know that.
How much is winter outfit?
Winter outfits are. One of you with PC Gen up will have to bring it up, otherwise I'll have to.
I mean,
Spend
mine
more
came
time.
stock, so
Oh, that felt good.
Why did yours come stop?
I picked it as
He
my
took it as
starting
his
outfit.
free.
Why did you do that?
Because I only have a gold left after buying everything else.
I think you were metagaming.
I read the player's guide.
I did too, but we started at the equator. So,
Looks like you and Dee are both.
I'm also from the
same
north
recipe
originally.
almost.
so hi.
How much is it?
It is 8 gold.
So, yeah, 8 gold for each cold weather outfit.
We got me one already, didn't
Well, do you think it's worth going to get winter gear for those of us that don't have it?
Yes.
The cold weather gear, I believe, gives you a +2, +5 bonus on
+5, yep.
fortitude checks versus the cold. So if you don't have it, you may want to pick it up.
Well, I reckon us four need to go to the store then.
Keep looking at it.
It's on there twice for some reason.
This one's your power attack one. That's like 0, 0, 0.
Gotcha.
What are
Okay.
you looking for?
Mutton. Unspent funds too.
Oh.
Yeah, easy.
And then you're going to start traveling. All right. So, few things of note. Snow is considered rough terrain. So every square of movement in snow is double. It costs 2 squares of movement. Deep snow costs 4 squares of movement to move 1 square.
Does she
And
have any snowshoes or anything like that at the
they do not.
general store? I assume not, since it's not common.
I do not have enough for a snowsuit.
Well, I can spot you guys for now.
Some friends out.
I can buy 3.
I can buy. Yeah, I'll buy 1 if you want to buy 1.
Well, did you guys say you already had it?
You already have
But I
some.
already have it.
So it's
Thanks,
before.
make that, please.
So I'll buy 1 of yours and we'll split the cost later on. I don't know how to edit my gold on here. Or can you?
You can't on that one.
Yeah, you can't on that one.
What's it called?
Cold weather outfit.
There's a +5 on fortitude checks.
Versus cold weather. Yeah.
So I will buy Neffy's here.
Not me.
I don't think she likes your nickname.
Yeah.
It's still better than your other character's nickname first, though.
Eggplant and Frank.
It's an
Good
insult.
stuff. So, -16.
Do I just click add equipment?
And it'll automatically deduct.
So could she do that on hers? You're on the.
Yeah, it's at the market price show.
It says cost on there.
Come on.
Cost 100, sell 50.
Buy 100, sell 100.
Change. Okay, so change that to market. You bought it, so it doesn't hurt anything. If you go to sell it, it'll sell it for 50.
It's called cold weather gear.
Yeah.
Cold hyphen weather.
Or outfit, cold weather.
Typed in outfit,
There you go.
and that's how I found it.
Outfit, yeah. No.
Um,
Still doesn't have it on her.
All right. Well, you guys are buying that stuff. You
why
start.
would it not be on her list?
Should be. Did you try just typing cold?
Yeah, there are a bunch of stuff comes up with cold.
But not it. Didn't come up with outfit either. It had travelers and the other ones on there.
That's
Alright,
weird.
We'll just write it down for now and then
Oh.
oh,
Affordable.
there you go, yeah, because you can't afford it.
Yeah. Uncheck affordable.
Yeah, then you'll just buy it at cashless. Since somebody's picking it for you.
And then down here, change that to
Cashless.
and then just add equipment. How do I deduct funds?
When you purchase it, it automatically takes it off.
Well,
No, but I'm
that's
buying Chris's.
Oh,
so
down at the
subtract
bottom.
funds right
And
there.
then hit minus.
Yeah.
So Chris, you have a cold weather out there.
Thank you.
All right. So you guys start making your way south, and after about 3 miles or so, about 3.5 miles, you start into the snow, and it slows you down considerably. About another mile in, you come across, quite surprisingly, because there's a lot of fog in the area, but you come across the sight. And right now, because of the fog,
I'll send my owl before us there as we're kind of getting closer.
okay.
I communicated with him, so I'll just have him check for any threats, and he can kind of squeak at me, and I can understand it, I guess.
And how deep's the snow?
Right now, it's about a foot deep.
Oh, so are people heavily covered? Is it currently snowing?
Yes.
Heavy?
Pretty heavy. Plus, it's foggy because it's meeting the warm air.
So I got my cold weather outfit on and my snowshoes on.
Can I look
Same.
up? The lady told us stuff came from above. Like that stuff was above us.
Lots of clouds.
Okay. I'm going to be keeping an eye out.
And my owl is 7.
You tell him, buddy.
7 on his perception. Her
Really?
perception.
All right. Near the forest, the temperature grows noticeably colder, and the road ahead is littered with debris and the corpses of slain humans and horses.
Oh, we found him?
A carriage stands in the roadway, its team of horses missing or cut free, while another overturned carriage lies sprawled and broken next to the tree line. To the south, more bodies have fallen around what appears to be a statue of ice, and a snowy trail leads deeper into the forest. Let me turn this up some. And if you look behind you, that is currently what you can see, and I don't know why he is set to block. At the same time,
Hi-oh.
our final player has arrived.
Welcome.
Howdy.
Punching the Nazis today.
No, but I was very well prepared to do so.
Proud of you.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, this is Kristen.
Hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, we had like protest signs, but Evan's been to a protest or two, so they're basically just giant wooden dowel rods with screws in them, with the signs covering up the screws, so that if something did go down, then I had my bike chain around my neck, but under a scarf. It's like,
All right, so let's keep pushing forward.
what?
All right, as you guys are approaching, everybody make a perception check.
Is there a penalty to it with all the fog and snow?
Yes, a -5 penalty for the fog and snow.
20.
I'm not injured yet.
No.
27.
You get a +5.
6.
Is that what your -5 penalty?
Yes.
Sure.
No, 22.
Goodness.
10. I got a 22.
Really?
I got 21.
Man, that's pretty terrible. Man.
All right,
Dude, I rolled terrible all last weekend, so I don't want to hear about it.
all the 20s are above. As you're taking in the scene of the carnage, you notice on the far side is what appears to be a humanoid raven.
Ah.
Can you explain that?
The head and facial features are like a bird, like a raven's features. Yeah, has a beak. Not a true mouth, has a beak. Think he has wings.
No wings.
No wings. Does have arms and legs covered in feathers and is wearing equipment.
Clawed hands, clawed feet.
I can't comment. Shit.
Does he appear to be the one who did this?
I mean, you've never seen a person like this before.
Okay.
Or you've never seen a creature like this. Not necessarily a person, but a creature like this.
All I have my algae
We're
detect.
gonna go to bed.
I'll have my algae detect and just check for anything else around the raven or any noises.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for him.
Very much something like that.
8. He doesn't notice anything out of the
But
ordinary.
in, like, an
He'll
estimate
come
is
back and he seems to be acting normal. Because you can't actually communicate. You can just
Right, I
give
can
commands
understand
and
his beat, or his-
kind of understand what he's trying to tell you, but not.
So, Daddy, good night.
You want to bed, buddy?
Hopefully.
Nighty.
Love you, buddy.
We'll be back.
No, you'll be back.
Well, he'll probably be back at some point.
Yeah, because I have to speak feet with him so I can understand him. Yes or no based stuff. And we can count to 3. Better than those toddlers.
Is he close enough that like you can shout and have a conversation?
Yeah, I mean, everything's kind of muffled from the snow. But if you want to move up where you can see him more clearly, because you would have actually have had to have been right there.
nice.
You shouting at him?
I haven't seen him yet.
Can I? Yeah,
There's
can
a
I
waving
ask
figure
him what
right
he's
there.
doing? Can I go to him or shout?
You're going to walk across straight towards him?
Easy, mate.
What is the scene?
You have been
Battle.
following the spirits,
Uh-huh.
trying to figure out why suddenly winter has arrived in the dead of summer in the south of Taldor.
Okay.
You know where Taldor is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like almost at the equator.
Yeah.
And suddenly there's a blizzard here.
Hmm.
As you're following the trail that you ran into, because you were coming from the west, and you ran into this trail that runs roughly north to south, right about the same time they did, you stumble across this scene of carnage.
Okay. Because that might depend on there might be a few spells that I should have proactive.
So do we see him?
Those of you who had 20 or better do.
So is he this
Not me.
person?
Yes.
No, he's.
And that is actually a fairly accurate...
Oh, yeah, you're still got a Ravenoid figure ahead of us.
There you go. That is actually a fairly accurate, minus the wings.
I don't want to be the first one to walk over there.
I'll approach to like a safer distance. I'll get up by the wagon. Where's the raven at? The raven's here, the bottom right?
Nope, straight across the top.
Top left.
Oh, so that's the raven, and then
Yep.
this is Will. Gotcha. Alright, so yeah, I'll kind of hang out.
No,
That's the ice statue down at the bottom.
that's the ice statue.
Oh, gotcha.
This is the raven person.
Gotcha.
And as you're getting close to that carriage, make a perception check.
Perception's wisdom.
Yep.
Can I roll one also?
Yeah, but you'll have a minus 10 because you're pretty far away from the carriage.
I got an 18.
18?
That should be at least a 15, so 5.
Okay. Tabak notices the carriage is kind of moving a little bit, and it sounds like something is shuffling around inside.
I'll hold an attack for a minute, but I can't see anything in it.
No. Curtains are all drawn.
I guess I'll stand to like the side of it. I guess I'll have my dagger out and just
Okay.
kind of draw the curtain.
It's got glass windows. Sorry.
Also, I can't see them because they're frosted.
Well, no, there's curtains on the inside of the glass
Oh,
windows.
it's on the inside. Okay, I gotcha. And I will just retreat back and at least tell the gang what I see rather than shouting. So there's something moving inside the wagon, but I can't see because the curtains are drawn. And then there's a raven-like figure over to the, what do you call that, the west?
Mm-hmm.
The west side, but he seems like he's of no harm at the moment. I don't know what you guys all want to do.
So now he's pointing out the raven guy.
Yeah,
See him
it's hard to see him. He's kind of a silhouette.
Okay.
Because my coat.
Well, more of the fog and the snow.
Got a sweet ass coat on, man.
My coat gives me a +5 to hiding in snow.
Well, I'm perceptive.
No kidding.
Does it sound like a big item in the carriage?
It just sounded like something rustling around in it, and the wagon kind of moved a little bit.
Maybe we should introduce ourselves to the raven thing in case it's friendly. And if it's not, deal with him first.
What is the blacked out stuff to our right? Is that just like trees?
Yeah, it's trees. It's shadow in the trees. It's just blocking vision.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's fine with me. I'll kind of sit back and I'll watch the wagon when you guys talk to Mr. Raven.
And he said there's something in the wagon. This area was attacked by Fae, so I'm going to just kind of reach behind my shoulders like this and pull out my 2 bastard swords.
I'll have my bow drawn at this point rather than my dagger.
Okay.
And we are going to march forward on our snowshoes towards the wagon.
All right. And the snowshoes reduce the penalty?
Yeah.
What's your speed with the snowshoes?
20.
5, 10, 15, 20. Should get up to there. And since he's pointed it out, you can see one, definitely a raven-like humanoid over on this side who just seems to be watching at the moment. And the carriage itself is kind of shaking a little, and you hear muffled noises inside. Maybe a real soft moan, like somebody's hurting.
Okay. Am I right by the door?
Yes.
And traditional carriage door swings out, correct?
Yes.
I'll keep my bow drawn on the doorway.
We're going to step aside, so when we go to open the door is between us and the entrance. And then we're just going to...
So you're going to move towards the front?
Yeah, so when we open the door is blocking, so I cover with the door.
Okay.
So we're going to walk around the other side and just
I'll move
open the door.
down opposite side of him from the cart, like down towards this first horse.
So down here by this dead horse?
Yeah.
Don't beat it.
I love animals.
I was making a beating of that horse.
And everybody else is just kind of hanging back watching?
I'll step up next to Hansel, just in case whatever it is hostile.
So you're going to stand right in front of the door?
You're gonna stand on
No,
the
I'll
side
stand
of the door.
off to the other side of the door. Sorry. Yes. Longsword ready in case it attacks.
What
about it?
I'll move up behind her.
So like to here, staying in the shallower snow.
Yes.
So I'm kind of keeping an eye on the
So
radio
this,
from the door.
the trail has slightly shallower snow, which makes it a little easier to move through than this, which is definitely deep snow.
I have snowshoes on as well. I don't.
I'll-
I said
I'll
that
actually-
earlier, but
I'll stealth as well. We'll try to. Yep.
Mm,
It's a 15.
okay. What about Nephrit?
I'll just like hang out in the back there.
So you move up, bring up the tail end of the line.
She's hiding on Chris.
And Vex. Tabak told you that he heard something moving inside the carriage, and everybody else has moved up to open the door to the carriage.
Set me out in the snow.
everybody shows up?
Everybody but you. And that raven fellow at the
They're
far
not
side.
really too far from you either.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching as I reach over and grab the door.
Can I move up with them?
Sure. Where to?
Once my character sheet pulls up, I'm gonna.
This is what
So
you call
mine's
the
plus
fucking tail
4.
of my
My
house.
stuff is.
You're right here.
Whatever you're wearing.
Where are the doors?
Right here.
Decent.
Right.
So heavy height, light height.
Got the full gear on now.
Right. That's why I like.
All right.
Oh, no, no,
So,
that's why I get +5 for myself this time.
as Hansel opens the door, something lurches out, and it appears to be a not quite composed, or not composed, decomposed corpse of a human wearing guard, like your typical. It comes out and it tries to strike her with a slam, and it misses.
Suck it, bitch.
Then it goes into round one. Tabak.
So I was holding.
What's the
On your-
last one step?
For explicit,
Yeah.
you might need that warning. We are playing with Danny.
I think we have it marked as an adult channel, yes.
I said I think we need an explicit warning.
Oh, because I said suck it?
So I had an attack held.
Yep, but you can't
So-
see it from where you're at because the carriage is blocking
Right.
your view.
Don't lead her over here.
So I didn't see it come out, but I could hear it, right? From where I was at, my perception check. Or you want me to do another one?
You would need another one.
This is acceptable.
Ugh, not good. That was only a 4.
All right, you heard the door open, but that's pretty much all you heard.
Alright, I'll start the venture around with the backside of the wagon to where I can get
So,
a line of sight on both the Raven, or the front side, I
5,
guess, sorry.
6. That would be as far as you can move. at the
Let me go
moment.
around the front side, sorry.
Around the front side? So there's 4, 5, 6. And you can see the raven from there.
So I can see the Raven, can I see the undead? Or the-
No, because, well, let me see here. Let me turn off everybody's lights. We'll go to vision based on turn.
There's also the carriage door.
Right, that's what I didn't know.
Cutie.
Oh,
So-
I can't see it all.
Guys.
Definitely can't.
And the carriage door would still actually be blocking your view.
PPE stuff.
So yeah, so
I should have put a
see
light
it.
barrier there. But
So yeah, I'll just move to there and continue to hold my attack.
okay.
I guess I'll have my owl above us, and
Okay.
he's rolling. I'll roll another perception check for him because he's failed before.
Mr. Raven Guy.
Single Raven. Press. Character sheet able to get.
So
But
Your character sheet able to get.
yes, it just pulled up.
You are up.
My turn. I see.
Perception check to see if you can see the problem that erupted from the carriage.
I have a rank in it, and my wisdom's a 3, so that's 4. 22.
22, you do indeed see a humanoid that came barreling out of there and
Wait,
took a
my
swing at the
perception
short one.
Is it +9? Oh, never mind. 27.
27, you can tell that it's definitely not alive.
Okay. But I see
But it's moving.
it attack them.
Yes, it attacked them.
No, I don't want
Okay,
to go away.
I'm going to attempt to stealth and just kind of keep an eye on what happens. So I'm just going to try to hide. That's a 13. Just to be sneaky behind some crates.
Okay.
In which case I'd be like, F you, Peter.
Alright, so you just back down.
Yeah, kind of just like.
Whoops.
Well, you know I'm over there.
Yeah, I'm actually watching you as I open the door.
Vex,
You see me hide.
you heard something happen. You heard the door open.
Oh, I'm Vex.
You're Vex.
Sorry, she doesn't know this character yet.
There's a door here, right?
There is indeed a door on your side, yes.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I have reactionary as a trait.
That adds to your initiative.
Oh, initiative. Okay.
Yes. And that's already taken care of with Combat Manager.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask if it was already
Yep.
taken care of in combat manager. So like, it's secret. That's what it is. You gain a +1 trait bonus to perception checks. That's already counted.
That's already counted into your
Okay,
side, yes.
just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing things.
Alright, so you're going to open the other door, or?
I am going to open this other door.
Alright. Move
It
action
would have
to...
been nice to do them at the same time.
Oh, move action to open the door, and then the creature that's inside uses its ready to action
Nope, it was me. Grabbing my fidget.
to try and slam Vex. What is Vex AC?
Sorry, I'm having a hard time finding stuff today. 15.
15. Vex takes 8 damage as she gets slammed by this creature. Hansel.
Don't I get a... That was only a move
Oh,
action.
sorry, that was a move action. Yes, I'm sorry.
What's my... Flurry of blows I can only...
Yeah,
It's a full round action, so you wouldn't be able to have done the move action.
Can I do an unarmed strike?
Indeed, you can.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Punch him in the face.
19?
19 is a hit.
Six.
6. You strike it, but it doesn't seem to have done as much damage as you thought it should have.
But I hurt it.
You did hurt it. Hansel.
Alright. So I got a door between this thing and me.
Yep.
We're going to kind of like, I guess, kind of mosey around the door, like staying in my square kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then
We'll call that a move action.
And then we're gonna swing one of my bastard swords at it.
Okay.
And dex check. And pass the dex check.
All right. So you did
Critically pass the
not
dex check.
fumble.
Nice.
And
20.
then
At least it was great.
that one gets its turn, and it tries to slam Vadmila again. Yeah, I can talk on it.
Vanilla.
Vadmila. What is Vadmila's AC?
17?
17. It missed. Neferet, you're not sure what this is other than it looks like kind of a dead human.
That's cool. Cool beans. I like flanks.
Can I just throw a snowball at him?
You gonna cast the spell Snowball?
Yeah.
All right. I believe that requires a ranged touch attack.
That's just a range modifier.
Yep.
So you'll roll. For her, a D3. It's a 1D3.
It's 1d20.
Yeah,
hit.
roll a d20 to hit first.
So that's a 6.
Add your range bonus to it.
That's a
That's
6.
6.
That's a 6. That's a miss. The snowball goes flying by, and not only thanks to the fact that you were throwing into melee, but your poor aim sends the snowball off into the forest. Tansden!
Okay. I am going to.
I don't know if we can use the app.
What are you going to do? Because right now you're not in melee with it,
Right.
and you're looking at this dead human thing.
Right. So I am going to. If. Let's see.
for zombies?
Are you sure it's a zombie?
Well, if it's undead, heals it and might make it less undead.
I mean, if you want to know, you can always make a knowledge religion check.
Guess what? I don't have any knowledge.
She went to college. You should went to sneak class.
Guess what? They don't let half orcs into college.
So if I move, well, we'll just call it south on the map. If I move down 1 or 2, well, where can I move where I can have them both in vision?
Like for a channel?
Yes. Because I plan on channel healing.
Have to be.
So that would be 5. It's 5, 10. That would be 20 there. That would put both of them in range.
Both of them in range?
Yep.
Okay. I'll channel heal.
Channel positive energy, and because of the house rule that we are using, not only will it harm undead, it will heal people at the same time.
There we go. Okay, and that is. Let's see, channel healing. 2d12. Is that right?
Should be 1d6.
Why does that say 2d? Channel positive energy points from the weapon. You must choose to deal. Did it put it in wrong? That's weird. Is it because
Strength of 6.
Hey, it's like your first level 5.
Shut up.
What?
Yeah, so they won't come back to the next turn.
And I
It's just 1d6.
middle age.
I don't know why it's got it in wrong.
Yep.
I'll see if I can fix
So
it
you would
later.
have to take one level 1.
So 1d6.
Yep, 1d6.
Okay.
So that's just my round.
So I can take mine here, but I didn't
Okay.
have
I
time.
had that in
Well, I never like to disappoint.
10. Hey.
How much did you do?
1.
Yes.
It's burn skeleton all over again.
Is there a plus anything to that?
No.
Thank you. I needed that.
That's okay.
All right. From there to Lamila.
I am going to take a swing at this thing with the long sword I picked up from our friend back in town.
All right. Go ahead and make your melee attack.
What's my plus to that?
Scroll here. Scroll this here.
You don't have weapon focus or anything?
No, she has power attack though.
Okay. So just use the same bonus that you would for your normal melee weapon and then just
Yeah.
replace it with the right damage.
So 20?
20 to hit.
20 to hit.
20 is indeed a hit.
So 1d12 plus 9.
1d12?
It's not for a long sword. 1d8.
So I'll go D8 now.
1d8 plus your strength modifier plus 2.
Yeah. So 1d8 plus 9, sorry. I was reading the screen exactly.
1d8 plus
You told
9?
me D8 earlier. 9.
Should be 1d8 plus strength modifier and 2 more.
My
If
strength
she
modifier is
it's a
4.
long sword, right? She can roll that 2-handed.
She can, yeah.
So that'd be strength, additional strength and a half, right?
So you said 9?
Yeah.
So it'd be strength and a half instead, yes.
Wait, what am I adding?
Plus
What do you
plus
add?
3.
I rolled
Yeah.
a 7.
So 7 plus 9, yes.
So that's actually 16.
16 points of damage.
Alright.
So you're using 2-handed. So you get plus 9 to your damage. With power attack for another.
Alright. That one. Oops.
Oh, you just had a front bonus too. There.
Oh. Well, I don't think I needed it,
Yeah, you did it. You got it.
Drops to the ground and stops moving. Then it goes to Tabak.
Alright, so this other one came out this side of the
Yep. That one you can see.
Alright, so I saw it come out. So I will just fire a shot at it.
Okay.
Come on,
You're
bro.
shooting into melee, so you have a -4 penalty.
I have the
You have point blank. You don't have precise.
Precise is the next step up.
Precise is the next one you're
So
going to
get
want.
closer to it or further away?
No. You get the +1 for point blank,
Right.
but you have a -4 because you're shooting into melee.
Because you don't have precise.
Because you don't have precise.
Okay, so if I step away, though, I won't get the -4?
You still have the -4.
There's friendly and melee.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're trying to be careful not to hit your friend.
Gotcha.
They're not quite so careful that you're aiming.
That's a 14 to hit.
14, and it does have cover currently because of the door, so that is going to be a miss.
Alright, well then I will have my owls above. I'll do swooping charge with my owl, so it's just going to fly up in the air for right now.
Okay.
And then try to retreat back towards like this broken carriage.
Sure can.
Still not a melee with it.
5, 10, 15, 20. What's your speed? Should be on your front page at the top.
20.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
Vix! This thing hurt you.
What is sure?
Shuriken? Throwing stars? They're ranged weapons. However, you can flurry of blows if you don't do anything else.
Okay, I will flurry of blows it.
So you get 2 strikes.
7,
7 is a miss.
19.
19, however, is a hit. Damage? D6 plus your strength.
6.
6. Once again, it doesn't seem to be as harmed as you would think it should be.
It's luck because I love you.
Hansel!
That's what I said.
Alright, so looking inside the carriage, I can see the other one coming out the other side.
Yep.
Because I love him.
If I take a 5-foot
And then you
adjust,
make
would I
gagging
be able to
noises.
kind of peering out the other side, or would I actually need to step there?
You would actually need to step in.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and step in.
So that's going to call. That's a full move, or not a full move. That's an actual complete
Actual
move.
move, yeah. And then we're gonna swing one of the
With your-
bastard swords at it.
Can't swing.
Can't swing.
Got to stab.
Gotta stab with it. Alright.
No room to swing it.
That is cocked, and that is unfortunate.
Try again.
Alright, so 17.
You barely hit it in the confined spaces.
For 8 points of damage.
8 points. All right, it is still in the fight, and then it. It is going to turn towards the thing that just struck it, because it actually kind of felt that. And what's your AC?
18.
It strikes you for 9 damage.
Ouch.
To Neferet.
We got like building blocks.
Can I like shoot just behind the carriage and do acid splash?
Indeed, you can.
I got her.
10, 20.
Acid splash.
You get to make a ranged attack with a -4 because you're throwing it into melee.
So, yeah, your D10 or your D20 then. Roll it. Oh, that's a natural 20. And then the range attacks +3, so 23, and then minus what?
-4.
So 19.
Like I said, a natural 20.
Roll to confirm.
So I'll roll another d20.
14.
So 14 plus minus.
So +2, essentially.
Plus 2 minus 4 makes it a total of
It'd be -1, it'd be 13.
It's -1. I was -4.
13 against its touch. It does not confirm.
That is not
So you still get your regular damage.
You still get your damage.
So what's your damage on that spell? 1d3 rise of damage. What's a d3?
D6 divided by 2, rounded up.
Okay. So
Or down, sorry.
Or
No, round it up.
Use 3s and 4s, 5s.
1d6.
Oh, you're on that.
Oh, so you did say 2.
5, 6,
So,
30.
so yeah, it'd be
Every place.
So, first,
so the 3 plus and half is.
So that'd be 2 points of damage.
3,
Yeah.
Yeah, so the 3 are
1 and 2,
And
3, 4, 5, and 6.
Can I see back after that?
you had to move up, so you wouldn't be able to move back right away.
Okay.
However,
I know, I got that.
that one falls to the ground out of the fight.
I'd like to stab them.
They both have deanimated.
I'm still going to stab the one that was like really, really dead.
Okay. It appears to be really, really dead.
Okay.
And as you guys finish with these Walking Dead, now you have the rest of the scene surrounding.
Can I do what? Can you describe the scene to me? I'm sorry, I wasn't here for that.
No, that's fine. Let me bring my PDF back up. And near the forest, the temperature grows noticeably colder. The road ahead is littered with debris and the corpses of slain humans and horses. A carriage stands in the roadway, its team of horses missing or cut free, while another overturned carriage lies sprawled and broken next to a tree line. To the south, more bodies have fallen around what appears to be a statue of ice, and a snowy trail leads deeper into the forest. So,
I wanted to check out that statue of ice.
you're going to make your way down there.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you?
I want to talk to the Raven dude.
I'm gonna
You look-
kind of,
You look around and you don't see him anywhere.
Where'd he go?
Maybe you shut up. Raven dude! Raven dude! Where are you? Poke him out.
Scooby-Doo.
Tookie tookie, motherfucker.
No, that was out of characters.
But I'm going to stumble out of the cart towards our divine friend.
Yeah, he looks pretty beat up.
Okay.
So does Vex.
I'm going to channel heal both of them.
All right.
Roll better this time.
Different die, man, you know. 66.
6 would be awesome. 1.
It's better than 1.
Yeah, it's twice as good as last time.
One out, you double.
I say it's twice as good as last time.
How many of those do you get today?
I get it because I get 2 extra.
You get 3 plus your wisdom modifier, isn't it?
Wisdom modifier is 4, so that's 7. And then I get the 2 extra, right?
From extra channel, yeah.
So you get 9?
So he's got 9 a day.
I just use it. So I'm down
And you
to
healed us
7.
3 points. Thank you.
I'll channel one more time.
Okay.
And ready, here comes the 3. We're counting up.
Chris is notorious for bad rolls.
Yeah, doubled and tripled.
Yeah. Because my wife didn't bless me before I left. She always tells me to roll
So I
good.
just took mine with me.
Same.
Because you normally roll good.
3!
I'm glad we
Oh,
weren't putting
shit,
money
I
down on that.
No.
Was that what that was?
Hurts, I think.
Yes? Can't believe Chris would blame me.
This is a-
Really?
I'm like, they have us minimized.
Watching.
Oh, yeah.
Where did she say that at? Oh, I thought you were saying that his wife was
pulled
watching.
his leg. It was
Oh.
like after he threw his knife under the bus, there was a notification sound.
Yeah, it being like right after that.
I'm like, I haven't seen any chat pop up on the YouTube channel yet.
I know. I've got it open.
I can fix that real quick.
No, tell on me.
Can I inspect
No, I'm gonna be a slow girl.
the statues?
Yes. So, looking at the statue,
Do I need to roll perception?
not yet.
Okay.
Is it?
Um,
Can I delete it?
He appears to be a Taldan captain. He's got the captain insignia, wearing the colors of Taldar,
Yeah, it is stupid.
and his dead body is encased in ice. Unfortunately, his body's no longer intact, as chunks of ice containing like his arms, bit of his leg, parts of his torso are all kind of lying around. However, it does appear that he does still have an intact breastplate, and he does have a longsword in his still intact hand that appears to be of at least masterwork quality.
Cold iron?
It is not cold iron, no.
Did anybody detect magic yet?
No.
Alright, I'll detect magic.
Mm,
Anything in the area?
no.
Well, do we want to see if we can maybe get him out of his statue form? Take his breastplate?
So they would need a breastplate?
No, but it could be coin.
So this was the captain. I think he needs to bury him.
Bury him naked? The sword's not going to do very good in the dirt. I'm just saying, I had to buy you guys stuff back in town. Nothing but an hour ago.
We'll grab a couple leaves off the tree.
Couple leaves off the tree.
Are you gonna hold that on their head forever? I'll
No.
pay you the 8 gold.
Don't just.
And I bought his anyway,
Looks
so
like a better person.
if he wants to marry
He's trying to
you,
build interest. I can see how this is
No,
going.
but I'm just saying, if they need gold, here's our opportunity for gold. It's not going to do them any good in the dirt.
I don't have.
I don't mind burying him. I'll help dig a grave.
Yeah.
With the shovel, I don't have.
Can I see if there's anything valuable left in the carriage?
In the carriage? Indeed. Make a perception check.
D20.
so are these bits of the guy?
So 5.
I got 13.
Bits of the, no, those are actually 4 other bodies that are encased in ice. What was your total? I'm sorry.
13.
13? No, you don't find anything out of the ordinary in that.
Yeah.
Definitely looks like it's been looted.
So after I've been healed up, I'm gonna kind of scan the area and see if I see that raven guy.
Make a perception check.
I'll do the
So I
same
definitely
thing.
made eye contact with him at least once.
I saw him first. I didn't see him again.
I saw him first.
He's gone.
You guys having a fight over who gets him?
No, he didn't see him,
So
so I told him
with the
about
snow
him.
-2.
Yeah, you don't see him anywhere.
Oh, well, I got a 9.
You don't see him anywhere.
I would like to try
just had to
because
be
it
better.
bothers me that there was a guy there and now he's gone.
Okay.
12.
12
No, 17 minus 10. 7.
I thought it was -5 still.
minus 5.
Oh, it's -5? Okay,
Yeah,
I am
and
positive.
my modifier is 5, so I just
You're right.
okay. It's 12.
No, you don't see him anywhere.
Well, what the frick, crack? Okay.
You got one of those things. I got one.
If I want to look to see if there's a trail where the lake
That would be
got cut off,
survival.
I have that. I would like to start looking around for that, for any leads where we can maybe find this noble lady. Fuck me.
Anyone know of a They
12?
Well, they could include
Definitely
you
looks
guys
like it's going to the south.
in,
So down this way, there's a trail.
ice.
Okay.
Do what you're
I will let the party know what I found.
All right.
So you're pointing out the tracks?
Yeah, we need to go that way.
I'm going to roll survival check with my follow or identify bonus on them too.
Okay.
So that's going to bring it up to a 13 to follow.
13? No problem.
Does anyone know something that could encrust these guys in ice?
That would
Probably those
be...
winter touch that guy was talking about.
Just a second.
So you guys were just trying to follow the tracks. What you were doing.
Yeah, she pointed out to me and I got a beeline on them now.
Who's Paul Watson?
That would be a...
I know, but I was just wondering who that was. Like, do we know them, or
we'll
they
call it
just-
Knowledge Arcana check if you want to try and identify what caused this.
Probably from
12 and then knowledge arcana 9.
Okay,
that's why I said we
21.
gave them the comments.
21.
right. I took my comment away.
Good little
Definitely something that has powers all related to cold.
Like an ice
Or any number of Fey creatures that are related to the cold weather. Alright, why don't we take a few minutes here, take a quick break. I am going to do this.
into a pair.
And we are back. All right. So, you guys all going to gather up and start heading south?
Yes.
What do we do with that body?
What's that?
That's on you, right?
Yes, that is unmuted.
Okay.
I was double checking.
What's that?
I did.
Okay, you buried it. And we
Alright,
can take
hold on.
this later, so
Are we really taking the time to bury them right now?
I think he's just covering up with some leaves, right? It wasn't.
No.
No.
Yeah, snow.
Cover him with snow. Are you guys taking his longsword or trying to get his breastplate?
I think it's okay to do.
I had a lot of pushback when I offered that idea.
I was more offended by the fact that you were complaining about the 8 gold that you spent to buy 1 extra suit. I offered to buy 3, and he wouldn't have had to pay any extra.
I wasn't
So,
complaining about the
I
gold. I
just-
was complaining about the lack of making more gold.
Well,
We can do it in better manners.
Gordon would be displeased if we let this fine equipment go to waste, so I'm just going to walk over and try to loosen the breastplate and the sword from him.
He's encrusted in ice. Like, it's gonna take some time.
It's going to take about half an hour.
I think we should be more focused
I
on
can-
going and getting the woman, cover her with some snow. No one else is gonna come around here. If
How
we
about
have
we just put him in the carriage?
I can
Set the
get
carriage
some
on fire. Perfect.
spare wood and set it on fire.
So now we're burning the bodies?
I mean, cremation.
Yeah, they do that at burials.
Fighting.
Vikings, just send them out on a ship.
Are
And
you
followers of
Viking?
Saren Raid don't have any problem with cremation. That's their preferred method of interment.
There you go.
That's
So
They
we're
go
building-
long ago.
So we're building a fire right now out of the carriages.
Again, I think we
Well, I've
should.
got sparks. I can just start it.
I'm with Vex. Like, there's somebody who's possibly still alive that we can save. So can we do
All right,
something
we're just
respectful for right now, and then go get her, and then come back to this?
We're just going to chuck him in the carriage and cover him up.
All right. And
You'll be able
I'll catch up.
Can I do a tracking? I know that's not what it's called. This.
I think they just tracked the
We
path
found
with
the
the
path
foot.
south, so you can.
what are you trying to find?
The way they went.
Oh. Yeah, it's a survival check. If you have the track feet, then you get a +2.
I don't have the track feet.
11.
It's actually a pretty easy trail to find. They didn't do a whole lot to dissuade people from following. And it runs straight south past the...
What's it look like? Can you describe the path? Because
Looks
there's
like
snow, so can I see
several humanoids have trudged through here. They didn't lift their feet up out of the snow and create footprints. They just trudged through.
How many are we talking?
That you can't tell with an 11.
I got a 20.
Do you have the track feature?
I
As
don't
part of
have
your
track,
class.
I just have survival.
Okay, then yeah, you really can't tell.
More than 2?
More than 2.
And less than 100.
Definitely less than 100.
We'll split the difference and call it 51.
I like those.
Or so I believe it's less than 100.
So you believe it is less than 100.
Okay, so if they float.
You know, they could have, marched in a single file line and hide the tracks.
Good for them. I'm moving out.
All right.
So
Onward.
onward.
You guys are just ignoring the fact that there was a raven-like humanoid.
He disappeared. He's probably some
I
kind of
looked for
spirit.
him and couldn't find him.
Did I even see him?
I came back.
You did, yeah.
About it.
Did he seem threatening to us?
No, and he just disappeared while you guys were facing off against the
It's a
zombies.
snow mirage.
It's probably some spirit of the land. That happens.
I mean,
All right, as you guys are traveling, everybody needs to make a fortitude save versus the cold. Don't forget your bonuses for cold weather gear.
that's
Oops.
5.
+5.
Plus 5 and I have northern ancestry.
You said fortitude?
Yes.
5 plus.
Did you roll good?
25. I just rolled a 20.
All right. So we got a
You
24.
have anything in your fortitude?
Oh, yeah, I do. I forgot to add that.
I have a 24.
I know I
24.
got 25 for my gear and the stuff.
15.
So I actually have 30.
22.
25.
25.
30.
30.
17.
17. All right. Nobody takes any non-lethal damage from the cold.
Yeah.
You were very close.
Like 14, huh?
Yeah.
All right. As you follow the trail, as it enters the full expanse of the border wood, the trail passes through a small clearing among the taller trees before continuing uphill and out of sight. A large chest lies half buried in the snow, apparently dropped or discarded by those who hastily pass this way. Let me give you guys your light. Actually, I'm just going to light up Vex for now. And that's what you can see. Can you guys actually see like the edges of the trees over there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. So you can tell that they're trees then.
Mm-hmm.
But off to the right, stage left, or stage right, you can see this chest partially buried in the snow. Looks like it was dropped.
We all can see that?
Yep, it doesn't appear to be hidden in any way, shape, or form.
Which way did the tracks continue? Down here?
It looks like... actually, make a survival check. Because you can see lots of tracks right in this clearing.
21.
It looks like...
16.
16? Okay. You making one as well?
I did my perception, not my survival.
11.
Also, 11 follower identify.
Survival.
Also.
Okay. Vex, you're able to tell that it looks like a horse may have gotten away from them, and it ran over that way, and at least 2 or 3 people followed it, and then they got control of it as it probably dropped the chest, and then they dragged it back to the trail, and it doesn't look like they would have even noticed that the chest fell off the horse. Yes.
We saw some dead horses before.
Mm-hmm.
Did it seem like that was all the horses that would have been used in the caravan, or was this just...
Probably there were more, just because the bandits would have probably come in on horseback. And the dead horses could have been from either the caravan or the bandits, and they definitely took at least 2 horses. Probably more.
I'll let the group know about the chest and how it probably fell off. Because the horse spooked at something. Or they lost control because they weren't their horses. And I'm going to go over and check out the chest.
Alright. You're going to trudge your way over. And I do mean trudge, because this is deep snow. Anybody else following her?
Does it get easier for the people behind me
Mm-mm.
to go?
Because it's like waist deep. And so it kind of caves in behind you.
I'm just curious.
I'm gonna go clean across.
You're going to go this way?
Shoes.
Oh, you're going to follow her?
Yeah.
Yeah, snowshoes.
Yep.
What about the rest of you?
I'd like to go see what's in the chest because I'm nosy.
Yeah, I'll hang out with the bag and keep them all in line of sight. On the trail, I guess.
Okay, so you guys are all kind of piling up close. What about Nefrit and
I'll stay on the ground.
Tonsdal?
What? I'm sorry, right there.
No, not Hansel. Your cleric.
Oh, Kansas?
Tansen, sorry.
No, no worries. I'm gonna move forward.
Like coming down this way?
Yeah, and I'll stay about I'll stay about right there and sort of look around, surroundings.
Okay, let me give you some light here for your vision.
Okay.
Did we do a general perception check for the area? She did the survival check, but
No, I mean, you can, if you'd like.
just kind of standing behind. We'll look like in the trees, make sure the raven guy isn't around or something.
Okay, go ahead and make your perception checks. For the three of you up by the chest, the chest is closed. And
Can we do that if you're not like trained in that?
half buried.
Can you do what?
Check the traps.
Oh. I'm gonna open the chest.
You're just going to reach up and open it?
Yep.
As you shift the chest, trying to open it, you feel something twang, and then from out of the trees, what was your perception check?
22.
You see it right as it's happening. You see the ropes and everything else that were very carefully hidden as a log swings out of the trees and comes smashing right through all three of you. Reflex save for everybody at the chest.
Oh, sad. It's not my best. Where's my reflex save?
11. Oh, sorry. My bad. It gets to make attack rolls, not reflex saves. So that actually is probably going to work in your favor.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I rolled 20 for my reflex.
Oh, what?
20 for my reflex.
Is that a good thing?
That's real high.
Is that...
All right. So the first in line is going to be Vidmila. Does a 26 hit?
Yes.
It strikes you for 10 damage.
Are you dead?
No, but that really friggin' hurt.
I'm dead.
Then, next up is Vex. Vex, does a 13 hit you?
No.
And then last but not least is Hansel.
My AC is what I'm looking at.
Yes. Hansel is going to take...
Oh, that's not good. You need an ass.
Next one.
He's getting his calculator out to add it all.
Nope, I am not getting the calculator out. I am getting
Because
out...
when you roll 3d10s.
Oh,
I crit.
I crit.
This is a bludgeoning weapon.
Come on, just normal damage.
It hits you with a backbreaker. Double damage and 1d6 dex damage.
Oof.
Fuck.
Are you dead?
Quite possibly could be.
Could be.
No, I don't want you to
It's going to be
dead.
2d8 plus 6.
Character death on first game. First game.
Because I went for the chest.
I'm gonna be famous.
Indeed I am.
Dealing rough on me.
17 damage.
Alright, so that puts me down to...
-5.
And, oops. Let's see how much dex damage that is.
Well, I may not matter. Let me look.
You're at -9.
Ugh. Ouch.
That'll be 4 dex damage.
Oof.
As the two of you who got, or the first one who got hit, that kind of thumped you pretty good,
Yeah.
Vedmila. And then Vex, she just kind of like ninja twists out of the way as she hears it hit Vedmila.
No, it was more I was bent over opening it.
Oh.
And
So what you're saying, it was pure luck that it missed you, not... Okay. I can go with that. So Vex happened to bend over at just the right moment, and then
I was opening the chest.
Hansel happened to be looking over at Vedmila to figure out what hit her, and turns full on into it and just gets smacked right in the chest, and you guys hear the bones crack.
Meh. His characters are always useless anyway.
Wow.
Sorry, we have to set this up as drain.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't know his character's useless.
Is there any more immediate threat?
Looking around for more threats?
Yes.
You don't see any. The log is just kind of sitting there and it's swinging back and forth gently. It looks like Hansel stopped most of its forward motion, so it didn't go much farther.
No. Okay, I'd like to go check on him now.
I want to know what's in the chest.
The chest is empty.
It's a trap.
Did we even leave anything in there for those of us who survived?
It's a trap.
Did the horses really get away?
Probably, if you had to guess, probably not.
I stand by my prediction.
Do I see anything else in my perception check? Any other traps like that in the air?
No. And that looked like they probably spent a couple hours putting it all together.
Cleric,
So I'm down
come
bleeding.
tend to this.
Yes, I am.
You shuffling over? All right, let's figure out how long it's going to take him to get there. So if he's double moving, that would be 40 movement, so he can go
Do you have any?
Can you make it in 5 rounds?
4,
Hold on.
8,
In your calc, do you have any
and then
potions? Or
4,
rods or
8
anything?
is 2. Those of you next to him can make heal checks if you'd like.
I'll do
I'll
that.
do it.
DC 15 heal check to stop his bleeding.
Yep. That way
I rolled a 20. 22.
A natty 20?
A nat 20.
Natty 20?
Natty 20.
Natty 20, natural 20. I've been listening to way too much Glass Cannon. All right, so as
Captain Marvel said, you're about to get fired.
Tansden is doing his best to rush through the waist-deep snow, Vex curses at the fact that they didn't leave anything for you guys, kicks it, because, I mean, she's a half-orc, she's angry all the time, turns around, sees that Hansel's bleeding, then she quickly leans down and staunches his bleeding, keeping him from dying. Throw some snow on it, pack snow in the wound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cold causes vasoconstriction, right?
Indeed it does. Cold causes vasoconstriction.
I'll stop being a medical nerd now.
We're both medical nerds, it's fine. Actually, there's 3 medical nerds here.
It's true.
And somebody's got the BVP.
And I'll move the log out of the way so you guys can see. All right. Tanzan, you get up next to him. It looks like Vex has stopped the bleeding, which is good. He's not going to die immediately anytime soon.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
So I have, first off, I have a minor healing potion.
Cure light wounds?
Yes.
All right. So you're going to pour it down his throat?
Yeah, so I'll be...
1d8 plus 1. And we're just going to assume all magic items that have the variable effects are minimum caster level. Because that's exactly what it said in the beginning of the adventure path. All of them are minimum caster level.
Okay.
So anything that you find, like cure potions,
They're all basically first levels.
Okay.
first, third, or fifth.
Okay. So 1d8 plus 1.
Yeah.
1d8 plus 1.
Plus 3.
Plus 1.
1.
God damn it, Chris.
Well, that was 50 gold well spent.
How much was it? Did he roll a 1?
Yes!
So 2 points of healing.
2 points.
Well, I
At
do.
least you're not hurting anybody.
This time, yeah. Okay. I do
It still
have...
doesn't top that time that you like crit failed trying to heal. Was it a like what?
It was a ghost.
Yes.
And you missed and like crit healed yourself.
Because I was about to die. The next hit was I was done. Okay, so I'm going to cast Cure Light Wounds on him.
All right.
I have one of those.
Well, don't forget, you can spontaneously turn all of your other
Yeah,
first level spells
actually,
into cure
I have
lights.
2 of them, so I'm gonna go ahead and burn those off.
No, just 1. Roll your first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might
you
be
don't
enough.
need to.
No, he'll need to.
Thank you for the vote of confidence there.
I mean, you
Probably will, but-
Just tell me what it is.
A 3.
Okay.
So 3 plus 1 is 4. I am still unconscious.
3 times better than last time.
Fine. So I'm going to cast that one.
By simple
I'm
math.
going to cast this one. A 2. So that's 3 more.
Alright, I'm coming awake, but I'm staggered.
He is currently disabled.
Okay, and then we have multiple people that still need some healing, though, right?
Yes.
I'm only down by 2, but
Okay.
Let's
So
go to the back. So.
I've used 2. I've used those 2.
2 of your 9.
2 of the 9.
Let's go back to the
3
game.
and 9.
Take a long
Those
rest.
are 3.
Yeah, because you did 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Okay. So what'd you roll for this one?
Oh, 2.
We're going backwards.
That's all I needed, though.
Vex seems to be completely healed. But Mila is looking a little better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hansel,
Well,
meanwhile,
then-
is still looking pretty rough.
I am going to. I hate to burn that off, but.
I've got another potion if you want it.
I feel like
I won't
potions-
complain about the 50 gold either.
Did somebody take the greedy drawback?
No.
He's going to complain.
So,
So,
do I roll or do you roll?
I'll give it to you because you know how to use that thing. I just drink it.
I don't think I really do.
The extra.
All right, who are you giving it to?
I'll give it to the player.
You didn't complain. You just complained that they didn't have enough gold.
I was trying to enforce positive
We were using
profit.
It's a D8 for the potion.
D8 plus 1.
Well,
I feel like we shouldn't
That'd be 6 doesn't count.
others'
good.
misfortunes.
This is the
You
one.
were just
This
you
is
just
the one.
opened a chest and got one of our members killed.
Almost.
I'm glad you feel good.
That's why
So
it's
then 5.
What's that?
for him.
Yeah.
How much?
5.
See, look. That was a good healing potion.
Alright, so that puts me up to 7 of 12.
Okay.
All right. He's looking a lot better. Although he's going to have a pair of black eyes for a while.
And the whole,
Yeah,
hunched
and-
over.
Yeah.
And I was saying, you have this hole in your
Anybody,
stomach.
anybody else injured other than him?
Well, I still have some
And I'm gonna kind of-
damage on me, but I'm
Okay.
better.
I'm gonna
Keep myself up out of the snow and kind of get my feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna channel one more time.
All right. Go
And
ahead.
as he's doing that, I'm reaching in my pack and pulling out this collapsible pole.
We're not healing better.
All right. Go ahead and channel.
2.
Dude,
He was down. He doesn't know how poorly you were healing.
that's true.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
He was unconscious. My God, these guys hate me.
So,
Well, stop mixing them back in. Like, put them in your dice bag so no
I'm not
one
gonna
can
fully
see you die.
fix it in the collapsible pole. We're just gonna leave it about the 5 foot length. Kinda
Use it as a walking stick.
Use it as a walking stick.
What's your dex down to?
My dex is down to 11.
So not terrible, but
Yeah,
Definitely
she has
felt
4
it.
next to me,
It will
right?
be
Yep.
a physical
Okay.
present at some point in your life.
That's just gonna lower my AC by 2. So.
But I have to find
all right. So as you guys get all that jumping around and everything, those of you up there, go ahead and make a perception check
Up where?
up by the chest.
And then I'm up there now too. Because I handed
Yeah, 'cause
that
you brought him the potion.
to-
I got a 9.
16.
Hey,
Ooh,
Yeah.
10.
Okay.
I
Ready?
got a 6, but it was an actual 1.
So Vex.
Think it's brown.
is it brown?
Vex.
Yeah.
I will trust.
So you watch everything. You watch these guys get Hansel taken care of. Although Hansel's kind of got a twist to his back now.
Trash.
Scoliosis.
And you turn around in anger at the chest again, and you're looking down, and then you realize that when you kicked it in anger before you turned around to help Hansel, you actually uncovered something underneath it. Looks like there's a tarp underneath it.
A tarp?
A tarp.
Can I inspect it more properly because I don't want some people to get another log thrown at them?
You gonna look for a trap?
Yeah.
All right. So I need to make that roll since it's looking for traps.
I don't have any.
You have perception, and that's what you use.
Oh, okay. I thought there's.
You get a bonus if you have trap finding,
Okay.
but you can't find magical traps. And as far as you can tell,
You do not believe the card
you do
is
not
trapped.
believe it is trapped.
Um,
It's almost like she's heard that before.
can I pull it out?
You gonna shove the chest off and then pull the tarp out of the way?
I kind of just want to.
Oh, just yank hard on it?
Yeah.
Make a strength check.
Yeah, I'm kind of
20.
heading back to the path.
23.
I'll help him back to the path.
You grab hard on that tarp, you yank it really hard, and as it comes off underneath, you see a pile of equipment.
What kind of equipment?
Like the equipment that the guards of a caravan would have.
Like everything that would have been in the chest originally.
I'm going to. So, hey guys!
Hey.
I found some good equipment for us.
There's definitely too much there for you guys to carry off. Because there's 5 suits of leather armor, 3
I don't wear
suits.
armor, do I?
No, if you wore armor, you would lose like all of your monk abilities. 3 suits of studded leather, a masterwork chain shirt, 2 light wooden shields, 7 long swords, 2 spears, a dagger of at least masterwork quality, 3 light crossbows, and 25
Can I use a
bolts.
dagger?
Yes, you can.
I want the dagger.
Are
All
any
right.
of these cold iron?
No, none of them are cold iron.
I'll take the bolts, I guess. 25 bolts.
They won't. You use a bow.
They're bolts for
crossbow.
That's right.
However, I mean,
You never know.
both the cleric and the wizard know how to use crossbows. If you guys wanted to take the light crossbows,
Well, that chainmail will be good for you.
Mhm.
chain shirt, yeah, the masterwork chain shirt.
Something
That would
like that.
all that it does for stat wise. Masterwork chain shirt.
Uh-huh.
It reduces the armor check penalty by 1.
Okay.
So your skills that require dex increase by 1.
Is
What's
it
that?
a masterwork silver dagger?
It is a masterwork dagger. So find dagger,
You need a pen.
Okay.
go to customize or whatever it is there,
Add custom?
add custom, and then scroll down until you find masterwork weapon,
Oh, wow.
or just masterwork. I can't remember what it is on that.
Masterwork?
Add it,
modifier?
and then buy it. Make sure you're set to cashless.
Do I need it set to cashless
Before you buy it, yeah, otherwise it'll take it out of your...
before I go into customizing it?
Yes. So you may want to cancel out and then add it that way.
Well, and then also, uncook affordable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like close to everything.
Oops. Dagger, remove that. Add custom. Masterwork weapon, amplifier.
Don't take this out.
Where does that stay?
Just in your desk bag.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you giving him a good luck charm?
Yes,
No, she lost his dice.
I did.
I know it's going
And I put like something in there. Keep going.
to last a very long time.
I guess I'll take the bolts.
You going to take one of the light crossbows?
You want crossbow?
Yeah.
Okay. That gives you a ranged attack.
Okay.
So for using the light crossbow, it's a move action to reload and a standard action to shoot. So you can either load and shoot or move and shoot if it's already loaded.
Like one's rolling.
Or move and load.
Dice bag, but it dice for now.
All right.
So we'll go into the
You guys going to continue onward?
and reach
Keep
out.
following the trails?
And they're pretty much just picking out what they want.
Yep.
Telling everybody back to their stuff, and then I don't care about the group leader.
Yeah.
Because we're doing everything else there.
And we are go for tomorrow. Yes.
Shouldn't it have come up on my character sheet?
Yeah.
And then you put it in your carry.
Inventory.
I'll show you.
And it says purchase and equipment.
So, quick equipment.
On inventory.
Closer, yeah.
Now it'll show up in her.
Megan just got pooped on.
What?
Her cousin just had her baby. Two-
3, 10 bolts.
Alright, so you got 4, so. Okay, how
Yes. All right. Heading on farther south, deeper into the forest. The snow becomes increasingly deep in this part of the forest, where a windswept gully carves a path through a tree-covered ridge. A soft cascade of snow falls from an overhead branch, hissing softly as it strikes the ground. Every square in this map costs 4 squares of movement.
What do snowshoes do?
Not too sure, but reduce it down to 2.
Cuts the movement penalty in half.
Okay. Because for some reason my snowshoes don't have any like description on them that tells me that.
Yeah. No, they don't have a description of these yet.
Okay.
Alright, so as you guys enter into this section, and you're continuing south.
Are those supposed to be snow-covered trees?
I also have no direction. So
Those are big, you're talking about these here?
Yeah.
These are big snowdrifts.
Okay.
Well, probably covering something.
So as you guys are moving south, everybody needs to make a perception check.
Is there a penalty still? Is it the same or is it worse?
It has stopped snowing and you're beyond the fog, so it's just a straight up perception.
Okay.
8.
I got an 8.
21,
Is
6.
20 or whatever.
What's your actual? Do I have?
What was?
Or is it this?
16.
16, 8.
Just a +5.
Plus 5. So whatever I roll plus
Plus
5.
5.
See over there, I'll see. Ooh, ah.
And you should show the internet.
Bird and snow get 3.
Chris.
Using Cheryl's die, of course. Pay attention, all of you. Pay attention. This is your instructor for tonight.
Yeah, I'm all focused on my pain. Thing.
Yeah, you boogered. You got boogered for a minute.
Alright, as you guys are moving on south, nothing really stands out.
Then why do we all make
There. I'm not tired. I don't know why I'm yawning.
You're laughing toxic.
Tabak, you get a searing pain in your back as something just latches onto you,
Oh, about time.
and it makes a grapple check because it's trying to grab. What is your CMD? As in dog.
CMD.
And then,
And then.
And then.
let me see how big this is.
And then.
And then your square is filled with this noxious, noxious, yeah, I can speak honestly, vapor.
Let me scratch my neck. Make sure.
Thought you were asking Chris.
No. Oh, there it is.
And you need to make a fortitude save.
And
How does that work? Air? Or is it
Oh.
flash?
11.
Cable, I think.
Mhm.
You push
All
it in,
right.
it goes up and down.
Not pass out.
And you twist to
You're
get
going to
sides.
take
And
1d2.
another one.
You're going to take 1 strength damage as these vapors just pour into your lungs and you feel it weaken you. And as you look back over your shoulder, you see, let me bring up the actual picture because you guys will appreciate this.
The little picture kind of makes it look like an axolotl, but
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
snap.
no, that's
This erupted, whoops, out of the snow.
ugly.
Is it like a thing from Dune?
From Dune.
Like the sandworm, but it's a snowworm.
Yeah.
Those of you with knowledge, let's see what it is. Knowledge Arcana.
Yeah.
What's the knowledge look like? Just put that anywhere, my love.
19.
15.
DC is 15 plus its hit dice.
I like the ability to see an egg this.
He's following.
Look, man.
He's actually,
You have no idea where I'm at.
Yeah.
I am
He's
real
working
close to you.
hard.
you recognize it. It's a dragonkin known as a Tatzelworm. And what was your total? 20
Hers was 19.
or 19? Okay. You know that it has a strength-draining breath weapon. Poisonous gas, as you could call it.
Am I able to react to shoot at it? Or?
It had a surprise round.
Yeah.
All right. And then as we go into round 1, it goes first. And it is going to do the bite damage for 9 more. How much did you take last time? 7. So you took 7 from the first hit and another 9.
I took 7 HP damage the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 strength.
I'm really weird. And then 9.
Yep.
So you are.
I'm real dead.
You are in the negative at -7. And as you drop to the ground, bleeding, it lets go of you.
Oh, well, thanks, guy.
Do we hear it?
Oh yeah, you hear
The first one.
Tabak scream in pain, and then suddenly you hear thump as he hits the ground. And he is bleeding in the snow. Oops, wrong thing. From there, it goes to somebody who is not on the map.
Why is it not on the map?
Raven Dude, you saw this happen. You gonna do anything?
Yeah.
Nope. I'm good.
We gotta do it. You gotta get out of it.
All right, so there's his action.
Secrets will make friends.
Alright, it does when you don't know where it is there.
Right under my bra strap. A little higher.
All right,
I think you got it now.
Neferet, you were standing right next to this beast,
Yeah.
and you know that if it gets a hold of you with its mouth, it can then rake you with its claws.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So can I move further away and load the crossbow?
You could move
Just any away,
Like,
away from
to
it?
there,
Okay.
but that's going to take all of your movement speed, and you can load the crossbow.
Is that still considered a 5-foot adjust?
No, because it's difficult terrain. You can't 5-foot adjust in difficult terrain.
You were more asking about moving the throne square. Is that what your question was?
She was moving straight away, so it wouldn't provoke.
Yeah.
Can I shoot it?
Not on this turn. You'll have to do it next round.
You have to load it.
You moved. You got out of the danger zone. At least you hope.
And I loaded it.
And you've loaded the crossbow, and then Hansel.
All right. Well, this thing is right here. And you know, follower of Gorum, you don't turn down fights.
They do not turn down fights.
All right, so we are going to. What do we do with 5 foot adjust to it?
It's a move action to get to it.
That'd be a move action.
Mm-hmm.
Just said
Alright.
5 foot adjust is difficult
Well,
to read.
I have snowshoes on. And
Right,
we're
but
on
it's
path.
still difficult even for you
Okay.
because it's the extra heavy snow.
Okay. Even on the path.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's why I was double checking if there was a difference between the path and the other area.
Yeah, in this instance, no, it's all pretty.
Okay. It's all
You can
the same.
tell where the trail's at,
Okay.
but that's about as far as it goes.
All right. Well, we are going to move forward, drawing both of our bastard swords as we go.
Okay, free action to draw them as you step in
Yep, and we are going to take a swing at it
with one of them.
with one of them. Ooh, rolling to confirm with a natural 20.
All right.
Natural 20.
And that will be a 21 to confirm.
21 confirms. We'll bring up the crit.
So with my
And-
ferocity, do I not actually die right there?
You are. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. You have word ferocity.
So I'm still up until the end of the
You
next
still
turn.
get an action on your next turn.
Double damage and 3d6 dex. It gets a fort save as he severs its spine.
Alright, so we are going to do.
It's going to be a
That
DC
first.
15 fort save.
So that is going to be 8, 12, 13 damage. And you said 3d6?
Yep. And it failed the fort save.
10
You said
dex damage.
13 damage.
13 straight up and then 10 dex.
Okay. It roars in pain. And let me edit its dex. How much dex was it?
Well done, sir.
10 dex.
10 dex. So that changes that to that.
So we're getting easy to hit, guys.
Thank you.
Indeed. All right. So from there, Tabak, you have your ferocity action. You are still standing at the moment.
I'm disabled.
You are disabled, so you can either take a move action or a standard action.
Had you been pushing, you could have drunk it.
Excuse me.
If I move, does he get an attack opportunity? Or am I not?
If you move straight away, no.
Then I'll just push forward in front of the cleric, I guess.
All right, so that would be
That's where they're-
4. Do you have snowshoes?
Nope.
Okay, so there's 4. You would actually have to go here because that's going to eat up all your movement.
Okay, that's fine.
And you stagger forward, and then you fall to the ground bleeding. You get a con check as a free action. DC is currently 17.
So
D20 plus your con bonus.
So that's an 11.
11, so you're still going to bleed.
So then I fall, because I can't do anything else, right?
Right, and you bleed for 1. Vex!
Cheryl?
She's thinking.
Her eyes were closed. I'm like, did she just fall asleep? I'm gonna throw a star at it.
Alright. Ranged attack with a -4 penalty for throwing into melee.
It's only 10 feet, right?
15 feet away.
So that's my 20 foot.
Yeah. Confirming or
I rolled a 1 and then a 3 for my dex.
What's your total?
All
Alright.
5.
I'm going to bring the fumble.
Bone of death.
Hold on that. This would be a natural attack.
What do I hit?
The natural button. Alright. Oh, that's actually...
One of the beneficial ones.
It's not beneficial for the rest of the combat, because I'm not going to make these go beyond this combat. She has to take a -1 penalty on all attack rolls until she scores a crit. She's got an ingrown nail.
Oh.
Actually, I do. This nail kind of hurts.
So that's a big miss. Tansden!
Okay. I have it right here.
You have it right there. Yeah.
Right here.
Can I pick it up?
Your shuriken? Yeah. After you, you still threw it,
Yeah, but after.
but you can pick it up afterwards,
Can
yes.
I make it a standing, like, I don't have to say it after every combat?
Sure, why not?
Because
Does that go the same with arrows then?
Arrows, you can get back half of what you shot.
Right, but I don't have to say that I'm getting.
No, I won't make you guys say that. So what is
Casting stabilized.
casting stabilize?
That is my 0 level spell.
So he is going to go.
So I don't change anything on mine, I'm just not bleeding out.
Yep, you stop bleeding, you have been stabilized. From there it goes to Ludmila.
I'm gonna take out my longsword, go up to that thing, and try to take a swing at it.
Alright. It's going to cost you a double move to get there.
Ah, titties, okay.
Because, well, you have snowshoes.
I do have snowshoes.
So it's still 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, it's still going to be a double move.
Well set. Okay.
So you are up there to fight the thing. Then it goes into round 2. The Tatzelworm. Let's see. It tries to bite Hansel just because Hansel hurt it bad. Does a 19 hit?
19 does hit.
9 damage.
I'm staggered.
And think, these encounters are supposed to be for 4 characters.
yeah, 4 good characters.
4 well-played characters. Ooh.
This is one of the most brutal starting campaigns.
This is one of the most brutal starting adventures.
Once you get through book 1, apparently it gets easier.
All right, then we go to He Who Cannot Be Seen.
I'm gonna say your cat is making me itchy.
He's not itching on this side though, and he was there earlier. So I'm looking back.
That'll be 239.
Crouching down, taking what I want, son. And what?
He's just gonna steal mine.
Oh, Mr. Raven dude.
All right. Let's see. Everybody who is still in the fight, make a perception check.
That's natural 20 and then plus.
He doesn't see shit.
Okay.
I'm
25, 25,
21.
21,
6.
6.
My stealth was trash. It was not going to take much.
All right. Everybody who beat an 11 notices that Raven character
Well, you did get far.
appears way out there. Well, effectively, considering how long it takes to trudge through the snow. And he begins casting a spell while staring at the Tatzelworm. Those of you,
I don't know.
Well, I didn't see it, so I don't get to look at it.
those of you with spellcraft can make a spellcraft check.
Yeah, but I didn't see it, so.
Hmm.
Because that's one of the classes it was.
Spellcraft.
Yep.
Yeah. The witch hunter.
17.
17. DC is 16. So you recognize it as the spell Cause Fear, and you see the magic settle over the Tatzelwurm. However, it appears to shake it off.
It's okay, I'm not putting it in the snow.
Nefrit.
I guess I'll shoot my crossbow.
All right. Ranged attack with the crossbow with a -4 to hit because you're shooting into melee.
Yeah, +3 and then -4. So.
So 5.
5 is a miss, even with its huge dex penalty. Hansel,
Alright.
you are staggered. You can take a standard or a move, but not a full round.
Yep, we are going to take the master sword and we're going to drive home into that guy.
All right. Make your attack. You take 1 point of damage.
That is going to be an 11 to hit.
An 11 hits.
And we'll pull this down to -1 so I don't forget to drink it down. So, D10 plus 4. 12 points of damage.
12.
And I drop to the ground.
It howls in pain as it drops to the ground and then is unconscious. And Hansel falls right next to it. It goes to Tabak, who is unconscious and stable, to Vex.
It's still up, right?
It is actually laying on the ground bleeding. Hansel is down bleeding and
Can I heal Hansel?
gonna take a move action to move forward. So, and actually the breath is gone. So, 20. There you go. So you get up to there and make a heal check, DC 15 to stop the bleed.
I did not.
All right, he is still bleeding. To Tensden.
I will stabilize.
Casting it.
Yes.
All right. And then Hansel stops bleeding. He's still in much better shape than what Tabak is, but
Yup.
Mila.
The thing is unconscious but not dead.
Yep.
Correct.
I would like to make sure it stays dead.
Coup de grace.
Yeah.
Roll your crit damage.
Can you roll it for me, Mila?
Yep. It's D8, right?
Yeah, I was gonna roll it for
D8 plus she or her hard attack skill on that too, right?
Yes.
So 2D8 plus 9 or plus 18.
Mm-hmm.
28.
28. That critter is DAF. As she, what is she using?
Longsword.
Longsword as she lops its head off. Let me add the XP.
Yeah, so I see that thing fall and go and I come down.
Plus,
Doing all this heavy lifting in my strength sword.
How hard would it be to take a tooth out of its head for a trophy?
pretty easy.
I would like to do that.
Okay. Control side trap was CR2. Which was another 600. All right. And as it falls and you start to gather your wounded, you see the raven creature on the far side.
Like we can all see him now, even without a perception check.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can see him because he's
I mean,
he's
except
looking
for us two.
surprised.
I don't see much right now. Facing the snow.
Oi, what's your name? Yes, you. I see you.
I start slowly walking forward.
All right. I'm not going to move any tokens or anything for now.
Yeah, I just start moving forward and get closer to the group. As I approach,
Whoa.
meh.
Yeah.
You got your, like your one
I can't tell. Hold on. Let me see if the camera can see it.
No, we can't. We can only see like from Will's chest down.
All right. So
You'd have to take it closer to the camera.
Yeah.
actually, if you stick it over,
Yeah, because it'll glare.
you're still too high up. Yeah, there's a lot of glare.
Okay.
Send me that, and I'll drop it because I'm seriously considering throwing up like a Imgur page or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I approach, you see like if you were a betting man, it would look as if this bird is dying. Eyes are very sunken back. Ravens generally tend to have bluish tinted feathers. Mine look kind of worn and have a green kind of tinge to them. Out of my left sleeve, you kind of see a hint of a little green glow. You don't quite know what it is. And I kind of inch forward. What are you doing?
What does it look like we're doing? This thing just attacked our party and you were standing over there.
Yes, but why are you here?
We are looking for Lady Argentia. I want to
Argentia.
call her Lady Argentina, which is wrong.
I don't know that name.
Well, those are the men that were killed. The men that were killed up there
Oh,
when we
yes,
first
at the wagon.
Yes.
Yes, I saw you guys there. I wasn't quite sure of you yet, so I decided to follow and see what happens. Obviously, I did not feel like just sitting by and doing nothing.
We appreciate that.
I would hope the same would be done if I was in need. And I just
Yes.
feel like it's like a fucking, I mean, it's a bird, so it's kind of
He's doing the constant.
darting
The thing
around
that freaks me out as
a
a
little bit.
person,
Oh,
not as a
The
character.
whole meeting with one eye.
My owl flutters down from the tree and kind of like pecks my hair in the face. Like,
The
what the
same.
fuck?
Ah, fellow avian.
I feel like my little lemming is like hiding, like, oh my god, it's gonna eat
It's
me.
staying in where it's nice and well. Your lemming would be staying inside your clothing where it's nice and warm.
Yeah.
All right. And what are you guys gonna do?
We'll still got two passed out people.
I'm gonna try to sleep for a little bit.
Chicken.
So can I give them a potion of pure light wounds?
Yes.
Indeed, you can. It'd go. Who do you want to give it to?
Well, I have 3.
One of these.
Oh,
Can I
one to
do
each one.
each?
Indeed, you can.
What you need to roll for that?
Yeah.
1d8 plus 1. So who are you gonna roll for first? Okay.
You better roll 8.
Alright, here's one.
That's a... Oh, that's a
No,
D10.
it's
Sorry.
wrong.
I like that she said you gave her the wrong thing.
What's your roll
You
one?
got a 2.
And the other potion.
9.
Alright! I am 8 hit points positive.
Woo!
I'm not. Negative 6.
If those were reversed, it would have worked.
Yeah, you're right. It's my fault.
It is his fault. It's always your fault.
Can I rebuke death on you?
Yeah, negative.
Say that again.
I'd like
Rebuke.
to rebuke.
Oh yeah, you can actually use your rebuke on death.
Okay.
So Or rebuke death. Sorry, it's 1d4 plus your cleric level, I believe.
Doesn't say anything about that.
Okay, so it's
But it's 1d4.
You can do that until he goes above, or you run out.
Okay. They've been blessed, bro.
They've been blessed. We've heard.
Now's the moment too.
I
I was just leaving.
Well, this one needs to have a little more rebuking power.
How much?
That's a 1. That one goes in. See?
See, now it's in timeout.
Okay.
Slowly getting there.
Alright.
So that's one of your rebukes.
Yeah.
Dude, you got some serious bad juju on these dice.
Okay, there's one more.
Getting closer.
Shit the bed.
That's another one.
Oh, round 4!
And he is now disabled, rather than.
So now we have people who need. How many channels did I use?
You've used 4 so far.
4? Okay, so I am going to.
Channel?
What are you looking for? D8? D6.
6 for the channel, right?
Yep, 1d6 for the channel.
Okay. Here it is.
It's either gonna roll a 1 or a 3.
No, my son. It'll be a 2.
A 2?
And then we roll 2.
No, a 5.
Oh! I am full of points.
Is everybody in that?
Yes, everybody is in range of that.
Channel.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, you've never seen anything like that
It
before.
was this day. I'll hold up his head.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was dragon skin.
So,
That I really want to name.
Yeah.
Or the teeth.
Tatzelworm.
are you good or you need more?
wait, I'm like halfway there.
Okay.
Are you living on a prayer?
A little out there.
One more time, then it'll leave me, what, 3?
Yep.
Okay, this one is going to time out now.
Okay, it expelled
It was a
its
1.
energy.
So that's a woman.
You also get to go
Oh, you're channeling one more time?
Not really.
How much?
Was that channel before?
How much was it?
1.
What's that?
Yeah, you're full back full day.
Yeah. The only one who is wounded at this point is Topic.
So the one, let me ask you this real quick.
What's that?
The ones I can convert, they can only be level 1 spells, right?
Correct. You cannot convert level 0s.
That's what I thought. Because those are like endless ones, correct?
Right.
Those are the
And that's why the Orisons can't be converted, because you could literally do as many 1-point Orisons as it would take.
I'll roll one more time.
One more channel?
Okay.
I mean, I'm full.
I'm full.
And
He's the only one that's down.
Negative.
how much health do you have out of that?
I'm 6 out of 9.
Oh, okay. We're good then.
Yeah.
All right.
I rolled D6.
As the day wears on and you keep pushing onward.
Hey, James.
Yes.
Her quarterstaff
Mm-hmm.
says head 2 only.
Yes.
What's that mean?
Quarterstaves are double weapons, which means you can smack with both ends. So if you're just using head number 2, which would be your offhand, that's what that would be.
Okay, well,
So she doesn't have a bonus for either side.
I have a negative bonus for my quarterstaff.
Sir.
Hmm.
Let
Let me come up.
Yeah.
It's probably real.
Yeah. That's good.
I thought like 1, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, so you would use the one head only.
Okay.
Head only.
So it's just a plus 0. So it's whatever you roll on your D20, that's your
But if you attack with both heads, then it's the -8, -8.
Okay.
And if you attack with the offhand, I think it was the +0 as well.
Correct.
All right, so traveling on as the day stretches onward and it's getting close to evening. You wander into feathered bundles and strange feathers hanging from the lowest branches of the trees in this part of the forest, swaying and shifting in the wind. All are stuck through with small pins holding pieces of leather bound around them. And with that, we'll pick up in 2 weeks.
Hooray! Nobody died.
Nobody died.
We tried so hard and got so far.
All right. Everybody, thanks for watching, and I am going to stop the stream now.